believe it's been more than 5 years since their smash hit I Want It That Way. The Backstreet Boys, though, have reunited and have a new CD coming out. It's called, appropriately, Never Gone. I spoke with them yesterday about the break, the band, and being back on the music scene.
I try to go on like I never knew you. I'm awake, but my world is half asleep.
Okay, sitting down with the Backstreet Boys, all of them, thank you for all being here, back together again. I couldn't help but notice when I was driving into the hotel that there are crowds of girls, women, teenagers on both ends, at the front doors, at the back doors. Are you ready for this to all start again?
Absolutely.
Really?
You know, we're blessed to have our fans, and it's good to be back. We had a nice break, and we're ready for it. We're recharged our batteries, and we're ready to go.
Because you're doing a comeback CD, is there added pressure? Were you nervous when you talked about what kinds of songs you would put on it?
I mean, we really didn't have any expectations whatsoever of, you know, we just wanted to get into the studio, make a great record, tour, and make an album for our fans.
Well, what was it like being, you know, back in the studio again together? I mean, clearly you had a lot of fun the first time out, or you wouldn't have done it, and now you're getting back together. Same thing started happening?
We realized even more what role each other has played in this entire journey, and we've learned to respect that more and not fight it.
When you took time off, I mean, and Angie, you went through rehab at that time, were you particularly nervous about going back on, like, you've got a world tour, there are added pressures, obviously, when you're on tour, added pressures when you're building this huge fan base up again. You know, do you worry about that? Are you totally on solid ground?
I'm anxious, I'm excited. I'm not nervous. My feet are planted firmly on the ground. The only way I could ever mess up is if I allow myself to. There's really no pressure. There's no excuse big enough for me to pick up a drink or pick up a drug ever again. I've got a great support group right here. I've got a great family back home that supports me. I've got most of my friends are all sober. So it really does help me, you know, and I have a good balance in my life now. You know, I can go out and still have a good time without having a good time.
Not that kind of good time. And you're going on tour and you've got a baby at home.
Yes, I do. When my wife and I had my little boy, obviously it's a life-changing event.
For sure.
But I think he inspires me more than anybody has in my life to want to work hard, to want to get back at this. We've all experienced it before.
Did you call each other for life-changing events or things that were going on at the time?
You know, we all talked during the break. I mean, a couple of guys went and saw Kevin on, you know, Broadway. A couple of guys went and saw Nick at his show.
Right.
I mean, you know, we didn't just say, okay, it's over, see you, bye, I'll talk to you in a couple of years.
Was there a point where you all realized, or did you have different moments where you thought, I can't keep this up?
It was at the end of the Black and Blue tour, and then towards the end of the Millennium tour, he went into rehab, then 9/11 happened, and it just seemed like so much negativity going on, and after the tour was finished in Japan, we finished in Tokyo or Osaka in November of 2001. We're like, after this, we're going to get rid of our management. We're going to sit down and have a meeting and discuss how long we want to have a break, and then discuss the direction of the next album. And so after the Grammys, we sat down, and Nick said he wanted to do a solo record, and we're like, all right, let's take a break. And we didn't know it would end up being 3-some-odd years before we would get back in the studio, but it was meant to be this way.
You've got such a huge Canadian fan base. Tell me something about Canada, or something about the Canadian fans. I mean, I know you don't necessarily compare from country to country, but you certainly performed here enough, and you're coming back on the world tour.
You know, there's always been a special place here, I mean, in our hearts for Canada. I mean, we received some of our biggest awards here, our Diamond Award, which is one, you know, 2 of them exactly, which is something we haven't, you know, was one of our first accomplishments here. And Canada's always been really, really good to us, and we know that, and we appreciate it, and it's good to be back here.